Hi again. This is Chris, the Christopher Waldeck, the stand-up comedian, and I was just doing a little YouTube vlog. Just wanted to let everyone know. So, what do you do when you're usually in a stressful situation? Well, when you have before the Adderall, I was honestly on the I was over on I was pretty much just I just pretty much do whatever my impulses would tell me to do. Like literally, I just go to just eat whatever, just yeah, just have just chow down, just freak out, maybe just sleep for a bit, just have no energy. But the Adderall, it kind of controls that mood a bit, so I don't feel like just crashing down, just screaming at the top of my lungs in anger. Now, one of the other things about Adderall though is goal setting. So you got to think, when you want to de-stress. You want to de-stress productively. You want to make sure that you're de-stressing productively and you can get things off your mind. But you got to, when you have ADHD, you got to be in a place devoid of distractions. That's away from, you got to get out of your room. That's what, for me, this is what it works. I got out of my room. I'd go to some place, that's out, that's away from just, away from people. And that's where I start doing my stuff, for instance, right over here, this is a little bit detoxing, the new book I got from the library, Elevation by Stephen King. One of the things I did was back at FSU, I did a challenge where I basically said that I was going to read 3 books a week, just whatever, just dedicate so much of my time to reading. Now, reading is good, I mean, nothing against reading, but there's always that thing. If you're reading if you're reading or just doing anything, but you don't have a real purpose behind it, then what's the point of that? I mean, don't get me wrong, reading is fine. Reading to detox. You might like the book, want to go on, but there's got to be a reason for why you do things. An ADHD, you just react on your impulses, oh, right away. Without when I'm on my Adderall, I'm basically just okay, why am I reading this book? You know what? I've had kind of a tough day. But I also haven't been reading nearly as much as I have in the past. I do, and one of my goals is, I do want to increase my reading, increase my literacy. When I've had ADHD back in school, I went undiagnosed until an adult. So literally, I was just diagnosed last year, 2018. So what I'm doing right now is basically trying to relearn a lot of the stuff that I didn't learn back in my my old days. I mean, it hurt me in college. Hurt me in the past, it hurt me from finding a lot of jobs. It still hurts me from finding a lot of jobs, Just the preparedness, the organization. I've pretty much never been organized in my life as a person, and that's, sorry, that was a little gross, but I'll wash my hands right after this video. But yeah, so I promise. So yeah, basically yeah, ladies and gentlemen, so what I want to do is I'm going to set a goal to myself. Read at least 15 pages a night or more before I go to bed, but at least 15. Just 15 pages, that's what I read. Why am I reading? I'm reading because I want to increase my vocabulary, want to increase my literacy, of course, and I don't want to be in front of a computer screen before I go to bed. I just want to detox, sit down, have a nice peaceful read, go to bed, have a fiction book too, because fiction keeps your brain thinking of new ideas. And of course, I always write down my goals, what I'm thankful for the night before I go to bed, as well as my plans for what I have to do. I have to be very strict in my scheduling because I'll forget it. ADHD, you just go in a snap. Your brain just reacts on impulse, and it's just it doesn't make sense all the time. Some people are man, you should, because people, if they saw, when they see, I'm going to post the videos very soon from what I cleaned out from my broken into car as well as from my room. When you see how I was living, you're going to be shocked. But literally, it's sometimes I basically decided to treat my life as if I was an addict. Now, I'm not an addict, but I need to treat myself like I was an addict, because when you have ADHD, sometimes you become so addicted to what you want to do as opposed to what needs to be done. So what I'm doing right now is I'm fixing that. I'm thinking, what do I need to be done? I'm making a purpose for why I be done. I'm specifically listing why that system I have, why it's necessary, because I've procrastinated on a lot of things. I need to just spend this entire year getting my stuff together. So that's what I'm doing. And what I'm doing right now, I'm doing a little bit more reading, and there's a reason behind that, and I just gave you the reason. I'm reading because I want to increase my literacy, and I want to read just a small amount per night. I used to take about 4 or 5 books a day at once, like for like, you know, in 1 week. That didn't work for me because after like I got out of school and just like, you know, so many different obligations, I just never had the time to commit. I really truly did not have the time to commit to what I was doing. So I got a lot of late fees. I think I've gotten maybe $100, $200 total in late fees from the ADHD. Just because you can't organize, you don't plan things out. So now I'm planning it out. 15 pages a night. That'll give me more than enough time. It's a small book, so it'll give me more than enough time to finish this before before I have to bring it back. No late fees. That's how I'm going to do it. You know, I set up a system, set up a goal. That's what I'm focusing on with ADHD. And honestly, that's the reason why I have this little blog right here, just because I want you guys, if anyone is watching this, to hold me in check, because I need to be held in check. It's about time. It's about damn time I'm held out in check. Doing stand-up comedy, pursuing a career, you know, taking a bunch of different jobs. I need to stay in check, and this is the best way to do it, is to hold me accountable.